Good morning. It's time for another webcasting adventure, IFPA's 2020 Industry Insights. 2020 is brought to you by the Board of Directors of the Independent Free Papers of America, pursuing their mission to keep their members in front of innovations in this fast-moving industry. Now let's make sure that everyone can see and hear us. This is how we ensure against operator error, namely me. If you see that red IFPA 2020 logo, please go to your webinar dashboard on your screen. Give me a hand raise. This is how I can tell if you're hearing me. Okay, now we're starting to get some hand raises. You guys were scaring me. Where are my veterans? You're killing me out there. I depend on you guys. Thank you, Barbara. Now we can start. Gee whiz. Okay, now those of you who haven't used that dashboard, there are going to be a lot of questions in this session. I guarantee it. And that dashboard is going to come in real handy later on when you want to submit those questions. So now's a great time to break it out and make sure you know how to use it. Okay. My name's Bob Munn, and I have been looking forward to today's session since back in February when we set it up. Our guest today is Ken Ubert, whose hometown branded publications cover suburban Milwaukee. Ken is here to demonstrate hometown mobile solutions, show us how texting and mobile capabilities can help us deliver greater value for our advertisers. Ken, welcome.
Thanks, Bob. It's great to be here today, and I want to thank you for letting me share some of the experiences that I've had.
Well, I'll tell you, I got a little bit of a preview of it before, and the people are in for a treat. As we talk about this being interactive normally, and this is going to be way more interactive than the normal session. Ken and I were both in Chicago last week at different events. The difference is, while our group was at a publishing event, he was exhibiting at the National Restaurant Association show. Now, the opportunities he's going to suggest to us today extend far beyond the artificial boundaries that most of us have set for ourselves. Now, before I turn the controls over to Ken, let me remind you that 2020 is an interactive program. You drive the content with your questions. You got that? Now, use that dashboard on your screen to type in your questions and comments, and we'll address as many of those as we can within our time constraints.
Can everyone see my screen, Bob?
Yeah, you're good. You want to go into presenter mode. You're looking at.
Okay, great.
Okay, we're seeing the stuff on the slide, but you're going to have questions. Ken's here to answer them. If you don't get your question addressed, it's probably going to be because you were too shy to ask it. So get me your questions. We'll do everything we can to get them answered. How's it looking over there, Ken?
Good.
Good. I mentioned before, I had an opportunity to spend some time with Ken during the Publisher Summit in Las Vegas. One thing that really stood out to me, and I believe this is what makes him such a successful innovator, is his optimism. There are a lot of people out there who believe the print media industry is under attack, under siege. That doesn't bother you much, does it, Ken?
Not at all. You know, as I see it, really it just gives us more opportunity. Okay, I mean, we're probably in one of the best industries that you could really be in. And, you know, basically I'll just take it over from here. And if you look at it, you know, this is really how the media has gone, right? We all have print publications. Then from print came the computer, and now we have the mobile phone. Okay, matter of fact, I remember back in with the computer, and that Craigslist came out. Well, I was the first one to say, hey, that's never going to work. Well, was I wrong? You know, and really all you got to do is just change your business plans or your business philosophy. Okay, and just add marketing or services and even new revenue profits. And that's kind of what we've done here at a hometown. Okay, I mean, we have 11 newspapers. You know, we went to digital, you know, and now we're into the mobile. But really, there's so much opportunity out there, you know, and like I said earlier, I'm so glad to be in this industry because if I want to increase my profits, all I got to do is offer different services. But with those services, okay, really the way we look at it is we gained more print revenue by offering digital products and mobile advertising.
Ken, could I interrupt you for just a second?
Sure.
Okay. Uh, you might, I don't know if this is the way you had this set up to go or not, but we can see your upcoming slides in the side panel there. You might want to get the slideshow there. Ah, yes. There you go. There
All
you
right.
go. Yeah,
Okay, how's that?
not a problem. Hey, we're all among friends here, buddy.
There you go. Okay, so really, if you look at it, these are the businesses that we're already working with, right? Well, these are also your main categories that are using mobile. From the grocery stores, auto dealers, gas stations, retail stores, restaurants, okay? I mean, guys, we're already offering our print services to these businesses. So really all you need to do is now just start offering different services. And again, these are all of the different digital services that Hometown offers, okay? These are all different marketing opportunities that we have. You know, and as we say, don't miss the boat, get on board. So we offer website development, SEO, social media management, mobile websites, mobile apps, SMS, location-based. You know, and really the reason why we've really gone to mobile marketing is because of the phenomenon growth of the smartphone and the way the users are using this technology, okay? And it's not just the college kids. As if you can see this on the slide, even the golden generation, okay? I mean, their mobile phone is 85% penetration. And the web traffic on mobile devices has gone all the way to 23%. Matter of fact, Google, most of their searches was done on a mobile phone in the year of 2012 at 22%. That's supposed to rise up to 35%. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to kind of go through how did we start our mobile division. We launched it in 2010, and basically, you know, we wrote our own software, okay? But for all you newspapers out there, we don't need to reinvent the wheel, okay? I know I listened to Joe Mathis out in Denver, and that was one of his biggest things. Don't reinvent the wheel, okay? We're all in the same business, you know, so hire a vendor, you know, maybe even a vendor that is in your state or national trade organizations, because those guys are in the business, okay? Put together some marketing material. And then, of course, we already all have customers, right? So just educate your current print customers if they're not already using mobile. And then back in 2010, what I did with all my sales reps, I had each and every one of them get me 3 to 5 appointments a week. And then we went out and we presented our mobile solutions. Okay? So I didn't hire a sales rep. You know, I just started with my traditional reps. Now today I have 7 sales reps, and that's all that they're doing is selling mobile. And then of course I still have all my traditional reps that are still selling via print. So the first thing I will start with today is if we look at the SMS,
excuse me,
short
Ken.
messaging service, and the text messaging.
Ken?
Okay. Yeah.
I noticed at the bottom of that slide you had that exercise where you text IFPA to 90583.
Yeah, thanks.
Were you going to do? Okay.
Yeah. If everyone has their cell phones on there, you can kind of see how this works. Okay, so you can text the word IFPA to 90583.
If you don't have your phones or you're using your phones to observe this, as I know some of you are, just make a note to do that later, and you'll get a visual walkthrough of what one of these things looks like when it's executed. It's pretty cool. I just did it a couple of minutes ago while we were waiting to come on, but I didn't want you to skip over that. If you can do it now, that's great, but just make the note and it'll still be available to them later, right, Ken?
Yeah. Well, if everyone has a chance, try that out. Okay, because then you can see exactly how this works. Thanks for reminding me, Bob. We have a lot of information, that's why, so if I skip over something, just cut me off. Okay, the SMS. If we look at this, here's just some of the basic stats. You know, there's 120 billion text messages sent every single month. But a key is there's 97% of all text messages are read within the first 20 minutes that they're received. And the median age for texting is 38 years old. Okay, but the most impressive stat here is the mobile marketing response rate. It's 19 to 25%. And really, today, we're almost guaranteeing a 20% response rate when a retailer sends out a text blast. Okay, so the way we do this is we have a white label platform, okay, and the way we're out there selling this is we try to sell it as a standalone product, okay? So in other words, you would give your retailer a username and a password, they would log in, and then you charge them a monthly fee and a per text fee, okay? You let them manage their own campaigns, you would help them build their database, and then they just send out text messages whenever they want. The other way we do it is we have our own keyword. Okay, so like this one is offer. And what we did, Bob, is we started building our own database back in 2010. Because now what we do is now we take our print ads and we upsell them. And we call them text blasts. Okay, we can basically send out one every day or how many in a day that we want. And the one thing with our database is we have a zip code broken down. Okay, so someone in Germantown can say, you know what, I want to hit this zip code. All right, and then we would send out their print ad just to that zip code. That became a really huge revenue source for us.
So you can target these things now.
Yes.
Okay. Now, just while I've broken in here and interrupted you anyway, I just want to remind you folks, when you have questions, go ahead and type them in. I'll try to get them to Ken as quickly as possible. He likes to answer questions on the fly and in real time rather than backing them up in the end. So I'll try to get as many of your questions in as I can without being too interruptive. But feel free to shoot those things in here, and we'll get them dealt with. Thanks, Ken.
Yep. You know, here's another way that we sell this. We call it sponsorship. Okay. So if your newspaper or has news in it, if you cover the high school sports scores, to your database, send out the sports score as soon as that game is over. Okay. All of our writers have a smartphone, and the platform can be ran on any smartphone or tablet. Okay. So on the screen there, I got an example. We charge $800 for the sports season. And then the other thing we do is we send out breaking news. Okay? Again, we send that out to our database. That's why earlier I said start with your own keyword so you can build your own database. I know the radio stations are doing it. They're really big into that. You know, and again, with our breaking news, we sell it by the month. It's $250 a month, and we guarantee them 4 breaking news stories a month. So we'll send out 4 blasts. Okay, location-based SMS. Really, that's geofencing. So this is really a cool feature that is starting to take off. What happens is, like Mayfair Mall, okay, it's a big shopping mall by us. Well, we sold it to them, and now they resell it to their renters. And then what they can do is they can set up a radius, so if you get so close to their store, a special VIP coupon will show up. So I'll give you an example. If you're walking in the mall, if you get within 30 feet of Foot Locker, it'll say, come in and show this coupon, take an extra $10 off any Adidas shoe. So, you know, this is another great feature that's coming up. All right, here's
And
now I'm just going to go through some of the
that's all based on GPS or on the local on where you are. That's the message you get.
correct. Yep, and again, the retailer can set up whatever. It could be a mile, it can be 5 miles, it can be 10 feet. So they set up how far the individual has to be from their location. Okay, so F&F Tire, they have 17 locations. They have a couple in northern Illinois. Well, we first got them as a mobile customer, okay? So, and basically after building a relationship with the mobile customer, we turn them now into a print customer. So now he's running ads every other week with us, okay? And in all of his ads, and this might be hard for you guys to see, but he promotes his keyword. So text tires to 79274, and over here is the coupon that he'll give out when people would text in. Okay, so there's a good success story of how we turned a mobile customer into a print customer. Now,
This guy, let me see if I understand this right, Ken. This guy was not a print customer prior to this.
Correct.
Okay, hear that, all you core product people? This is the way you build the core product, by giving these people more opportunities.
And so he was a mobile customer. Well, now we also do all of his direct mail, okay, because we do full commercial printing. So not only, did a mobile customer turn into a print customer, well, now we also do all of his direct mail. And the nice thing is he has 17 locations. He's got them in Illinois. And so we don't even have papers there, but yet we were able to, get him on the mobile. He's got a location now in one of our areas where he runs his print ads. Okay. Pistol Pete's, same thing.
Just want to interrupt on the question front. I have a question up here about pricing, but you get into this in a lot of depth further down the road here, right, Ken? Okay,
yes,
so
I've got all of our.
I got your question there. We just haven't. We've already got it answered. It's just that we're just not there yet. But keep your questions coming, folks. Thank you.
All right, so here, Pistol Pete's. He runs in our direct mail coupon books, and basically we turned him now into a mobile customer. This guy has over 600 people in his database. And, he sends out his coupons whenever he wants. And the neat thing about this SMS stuff, our customers are texting Friday night, Saturday, Sunday. My papers come out on Monday, and my direct mail coupon books come out once a month. Well, really, I'm making money almost every day now because these retailers are sending out texts every day. And again, him too. He promotes his keyword. So text pistol to 79274, and this to receive a special offer. It's $5 off. So really, it's just, it's coupons on steroids really coming right to the cell phone. And as we all know, the most important device today that we own is the cell phone.
Yeah, I heard somebody in Chicago say the other day, if you're concerned about local, there's nothing more local than your pocket, and that's where your cell phone is.
Hey.
Thought that was interesting. Now, I got a couple of questions here, Ken, and one is okay. Let's do this one first. Do these have the ability to be sent with scan codes that can be read at a checkout?
Yes, if you were to go back to our previous experience, so if you were to text that IFPA to 90583, you'll see exactly how the coupon can come up. And they're barcodes. We have a couple grocery stores in Indiana called Chinooks. Well, they call it coupons, okay? And they put the PLU so that the checker can just hit the PLU. But yes, the barcodes can be readable through the scanner as long as the scanners are updated. And actually, that's a great question right now because if you look on the right, the Century store, okay? Century has 28 grocery stores throughout the state of Wisconsin, right? Well, they're mobile only, okay? Again, they got about 15,000 people in their database, and their zip code broken down also. All right, so yeah, I might not be able to get them as a print customer, but you know what? I'm making money on them now with the mobile. Another revenue source for my newspapers.
Okay. Let's address another question real quick. And I think this gets back to your customer list, is who receives these coupon messages and how? I think the question is, how do you get this base list of people to send these to?
All right. Well, a lot of your retailers with their POS systems, okay, if they already have a list, they can upload it into our platform. That's one way. The other way is it's called an opt-in. So I'm going to go back a screen. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go back a couple screens. So when you have people text the word offer, see, now you're in that database. So, and the average person opts into 9 different campaigns. That's what the average person will opt into. But that's how it works. It's a complete opt-in system. They can scan a QR code. They can sign up online. But so that's how they get opted in to their database.
Okay, that I hope if that doesn't answer your question, nail me down, and we'll try to get a more specific answer. Have another question, and Ken, if this ever gets to the point where it's really throwing you off your game, and you want to get through this and deal with all the questions at the end, let me know, and I'll hold them that way. But we've got some curious people here, and I think you've really struck a chord with some of them. One question that came up here is, how long does it take each week or month to manage these accounts? Is this really are these customers really attention heavy?
No, not at all. We have one gal in our office, okay, that kind of services our retailers. But really, once we train them on the platform, okay, in the beginning there might be a little hand holding, but once they understand how to send out blasts and how to manage their databases, it's pretty much done. You know, but now the other thing I'm going to recommend is that you monitor it, okay? And if you don't see people sending out texts, you know, pick up the phone and call them and just say, you know, is there something going on? I'll give you a great example. One of our, I think he was maybe within our first top 10 customers. He actually just called us last week saying, hey, you know, been doing this texting, okay, and I've got a bunch of questions. Can you come on in? So we went in there. And now he's doing the redeemable coupon. So as far as managing, no, there's not much. Once you guys train them, and I'll go over exactly how we start out.
Okay. Now, and if you don't get the answer that you wanted, or you want it diced down a little more tightly, don't hesitate to do a follow-up. Now, we have another question here about the scanners, and it's in terms of whether these people. I guess the question is, how many businesses have the scanning capability or have the updated scanners for these redeemable coupons? Does that become a challenge?
Yeah, well, you know, and honestly, I can't answer. I don't know. I mean, I can tell you right now that with today's technology, I know maybe some of, like in northern Wisconsin, okay, you know, maybe some of those grocery stores don't have the capabilities. We have never ran into a problem with that. We have cousin subs using it, okay, and he didn't want to update his scanners or whatnot, but at the register, so his POS system, he changed to where he basically enters in a code. But as far as, you know, that's up to the individual retailers.
Right. But if having this capability available may actually be the thing that prompts them to make that leap and update their technology. Another question here: if there isn't a barcode, how does the advertiser prevent the coupon from being used multiple times, or do they care?
Well, they can put an expiration date on it, number one, because all text messages are stamped, time stamped. Okay, so they can put an expiration on it, or just because that was Cousin's biggest hurdle, and that's why when you redeem their coupon, they enter in that cell phone number, and once it's used, it'll red flag them. And again, it's all up to how the individual retailer manages that part. But we haven't heard too many objections on that one because it just means more customers.
Yep. Yeah. And I think that's why they said, or do they care? Okay, you guys are doing a great job with the questions coming in. Do you remember where you were before we got interrupted?
I do.
Good man. That's why I like to deal with the pros.
All right, so here's an example of our rate card. Okay, so basically, the first line it's print, online only. The second category is print, online, and an email blast. And guys, if you're not doing email marketing, make sure you start soon. And then the third one is print, email blast, online, and mobile. So what we would do is we would give them one keyword and access to the platform, and then we charge them 8 cents a text. And the real fine print down here is where it says 8 cents a text. And then here's our direct mail coupon book rate. And as you can see, direct mail, coupon web, mobile coupons. Okay, this is the marketing material that I was talking about. Because guys, if you don't ask your retailers if they're using mobile, someone else will come into your market, and start offering this stuff. So if we kind of recap on the SMS part, okay, so really you start with a keyword, and the keyword is whatever the name of the business is, and then they would text that to a short code. They build a database, and then they can send out the ads to people with the cell phones via a text message. Now, and Bob, I'm going to bring this up right now too before I forget. You don't have to just send an image out, okay? It can also be just a word text. Just like when you guys are texting people, well, they can set that up too. And at the end here, I will do a real quick demo on that. You can sell keywords to individual retailers, help them build their own database. Now, we start everyone out with initial marketing material, okay? And I'll quickly go up and kind of show you. So we'll give them a bunch of these cards, okay? And then when they reorder the cards, now we charge them for that. So now we're making money on our print. Again, it's just another revenue source.
Got it.
And we always say with the SMS, you really need to concentrate on building a database. And then let them send out the messages. You charge a monthly fee and a per text fee, and you can manage it for them or let them manage it. So now, Bob, I'm going to go into our mobile websites.
Okay. Just a real couple of quick ones here with reference to the email blast.
Yes.
The question is, the email addresses, are those just ones that belong to you, or do you also use the customer's proprietary list?
No, those are email marketing is just our list. Okay, and now, actually, we just had a customer ask if we would manage his list for him, and can we use? Could he use our email engine? And I said, sure. Now we use Second Street Media for our email marketing. And I know Second Street Media has done a great job. They're very, very inexpensive. I can't tell you the exact. For some reason, I think it's like $25 for like 100,000 emails a month. And again, we charge $35 to send out an email blast. And those are very, very popular. And it's the easiest way to make money.
There are some different ways to approach that, but I know at that session we were at in Chicago last week, Bruce Trogdon, who's on this call, and I were sitting next to each other, and we just looked at each other at the end of it, and he said, "Did you ever hear anything that made more sense?" And that's just capturing this information that you should be getting anyway from your customers. That's a
Yeah.
that's
That email and again, guys, same with the SMS. Okay, and I'll show it in a couple slides. But we also send out now text blasts, ad blasts. Okay, but email marketing is so easy. Get a hold of an email engine. Like I said, we use Second Street Media. They do a fantastic job. Again, it's a lot. It's very easy to make money with that.
Okay. Ken, do you make a distinction? Do you make a distinction on your email database between the addresses that you get from the list factory, which is, I assume, what it might not be the best way to describe Second Street Media, and what you capture from your own customers?
Yeah, Bob, Second Street Media is the email engine, but as far as the list on our website, we have people sign up to.
Okay, boy, okay. I didn't know how to do that without contradicting, because they made a big deal about that in Chicago, about the diminishing returns on going to the list factories to get email addresses. Okay, I didn't realize that.
I would not purchase an email factory list. That I wouldn't do.
Okay. Okay. And I think based on what I heard last week, that's really good advice. But yeah, that's how me asking a dumb question turns out to work out better for everybody. So I'm here to ask the dumb questions for you guys.
Okay. Email marketing. This is another exciting opportunity to make money, and really, by a click of a button, you can turn a regular website into a mobile website. Okay. Again, we have a white labeled platform, okay, that we resell or wholesale to the newspapers. And really, I was in Spain in late February at a big mobile conference, and they said, year 2013, if you want to make revenue, get out there and offer mobile website design. 85% of websites today are not mobilized or tablet ready. And we start. We'll charge anywhere between $200, $250, or $350 to design a website and turn it mobile. And really, with our software, all you're doing is taking their big, robust website and tweaking it down a little bit. And if you can run PowerPoint, you can run our software. And the reason why mobile websites are a great way to earn revenue, most searches are done via mobile tablet or a mobile device, mobile cell phone. I mean, really, let's face it, how often do you guys go on your cell phones and do a search? Okay? Well, all your retailers, you can educate your retailers that their customers are doing the same thing. 88% of mobile users take an action from the business. And again, 22% of mobile users get promotions and coupons right on their phones. Again, it's a great opportunity to generate revenue. Most companies have a website. The other thing you can offer them now is SEO. And what SEO is, it's called search engine optimization. Okay, our software automatically does it by entering in keywords. Okay, and you also depends on the content that's on that website to get their rankings higher up in Google, Bing, all of the searches. Because if a website doesn't load within 7 seconds, consumers move on. I think but Google search on the mobile is to rise over 35% by the end of this year. So if you guys don't take anything away from this today, at least go out and offer mobilized websites. And it's real simple. This is what we do. We go into our retailers and we ask one simple question: is your website mobilized? If they say no, that's money to our ears.
That's this is the question isn't whether you should or shouldn't be offering this. The question really is, what's your commitment to delivering an audience for your advertisers? These are the things that they need to have done, and there's the opportunity for us to be the credible people doing them, unsurpassed. The
Right.
opportunities are there.
And here's just an example of a full website versus mobile. Really, all you do is you take their key features of their website and you put that on the mobile, but you will always have a link to view the full website. All right, here we go. Here's more success. All right, Discount Liquor. He came to us about 3-4 years ago and basically said, hey, you know what? I'm not doing print anymore. So, but actually, November last year, we walked back in there and said, hey, can we build you a website and a mobile website? Okay? And now he's back in the paper because, again, we rekindled that relationship. Okay? It gave us, with offering this digital and this mobile, it gave us another reason to go back into our older customers now. Okay? Carl's Country Market, they run a full-page ad every week in our papers. Okay? Mobile website. Okay, let's go on to the next thing. Mobile apps. Okay? Everyone has an app, right? Well, again, it's a great way for your customers to develop loyal customers and have their customers engage. Because an app is virtually a website, but it's more interactive. You can do loyalty cards. They can, restaurants, they can do loyalty cards. They can do reservations. We're building an app, and I'll show you at the end of the presentation here. But we're building an app right now, for an auto dealer. So again, they can schedule their service appointments. They can look at their inventory. Okay, and with apps, again, we start the base price is $750. We actually did a proposal to build. It's called the SDC, Social Development Commission. That one our bid is at $15,000. Okay, but those are the big guys. And the apps are very, very powerful for retailers. And here's just a good example. In 1 week, there's 1.76 billion apps downloaded. App seems to be the buzzword. And when like you said earlier, Bob, we're doing that national restaurant show. We're asking these restaurants if they have an app, and they're stopping because for some reason they all want their own app. Again, it's just another solution. So
well,
now
just to break in for a second and give you a rest, but also to promote the upcoming 2020 for the month of, good Lord, June. I can't believe it. Is we're going to have Lee Little in here from Bar Z Adventures, who was also at the Publisher Summit for those of you who were there. But he's going to talk directly about developing apps for you in your local communities. And one of the things that he talks about is the question: when you wake up in the morning, how much time passes before you touch your cell phone? And the question: wouldn't you want to be branded on that cell phone, which is basically what happens when you have an app on there.
Right. There's a bunch of ways we make revenue with apps. All right. We're launching the Explore Milwaukee app. Okay. It's a brand new app. Basically, we have numerous categories, and what we're doing is we're selling ads like coupons on the app, whether it's a gas station, a restaurant, a hotel. We charge $50 a month. The app is not live yet, and we've already sold 75 ads on that. We do a 3-month contract, and we're going to update it with things to do. Okay, so when people, even the tourists, we want them to download the Milwaukee app. Okay, and the retailers are helping us promote it. We've done a couple radio stations, and of course our own newspapers. Again, we have the power of the print. Okay, we can advertise. So you can build your own community app. We also built the Germantown Chamber app. We built that for free. But guess what? Now all their members know that Hometown built that app, so now they're trickling in asking us to develop apps. And literally, I think it took us less than 3 hours to build that Germantown app. And of course, don't forget your own app. Okay? Have up-to-date news, press releases. Again, you can sell ads on this. Okay? But here's the most exciting part. All right? And I kind of use the example of Pandora. But when you hit on Pandora app, a splash ad comes up. Okay? Well, once you get enough downloads, now you can go to your retailers and sell splash ads. Okay? We just went to a bank. We developed an app for a bank, and they said their third and fourth quarter budget is increasing by 45%, and it's going to mobile. And they're going to be doing the splash ads. So, and I'll try to explain that a little bit more, Bob, but with that, a splash ad is that ad appears before the app. So when you tap on the app, an ad will come up first. Of course, you can always skip the ad or close it.
Mm-hmm.
And right now in the Milwaukee area, the going rate is $750 per 100,000 impressions. It's almost just like a website. You know, I mean, we're not there yet. But you know what? Give me a year or two, you know, and we're hoping to have a lot of impressions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the whole world's going mobile. So guys, if you want to compete, you need to be mobile. Here's my biggest thing: Valpaks, your Yellow Pages. There are companies out in your retailers offering this stuff, and let's not have happened to us with Craigslist when that happened. Okay, so either you can go out there and offer it, or you can have your competition offer it. You know, and really, I'm not going to let that happen to me again. The other thing it does is it strengthens your CBC audit. Okay, Tim Bigman now has the mobile component, and actually SRDS. They're going to be probably putting a mobile thing on their listings now too. Ad spending is 38 to 58 billion by the end of the year. The Google Pages views are mobile, and 5.2 billion mobile phone subscribers. Okay, so real quick here, here's our retail rates. This is what we go out. All right, we charge $65 as our base plans. $65 per month, 8 cents per text. Okay, that's for our SMS. We also offer a bundle. And as you guys saw on my rate card, okay, we are charging, basically, well, all of those rates we upcharge either by $50 or $75. And then we charge 6 cents per text. The ad blast, right? Right now we have about 143,000. We were way up to about 180, 190,000 people in our own database. Mm-hmm. And this is the ad blast that I was talking about earlier. We charge $75 per 1,000, and we're broken down by zip code. And here are the prices.
Okay, just to make sure, what you're saying is when you did this slide, you had 143. Now you're up to 180.
No. What we did is we were up to about 193, 100. But what we ended up doing is we found that we had a bunch of like dead numbers, whatnot. So we ended up cleaning our list.
Okay.
All right,
that's what you said, but I thought I misunderstood it. That's on me.
No. You know, we have the sponsorship. You know, saying we offer text breaking news. Again, we charge $250 a month to be the sponsor. So Highway 45 is closed. Please find an alternate route. Okay. We will send out school district news and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And then for our sports, we charge $800 for the sports season. And of course, we do our added value. We don't give it to them for free, but we won't charge them a monthly fee. We just charge them 10 cents a text. Text to drive, I know Joe Mathis had covered that. And basically we offer car dealers a full texting program for their service sales, loans. And we charge the car dealer $199 a month for that. And then here's our mobile apps. We start at $750 for the setup plus a $125 submission fee. And then we charge a $60 a month hosting fee or maintenance fee. And then our mobile websites, that's our starting rate. We start at $200 for the setup and then $60 for a monthly hosting fee. So those are our rates. And again, if anyone wants this full presentation, my contact will be on the last slide. So you can just send me an email, and I'd be more than happy to send this whole entire presentation.
Ken, you just answered about 4 people's questions that I've been holding on to here. So good.
Okay. This is, again, there's a lot of services out there, guys. Okay. This is what we do. Also have a white label product out there. Okay. But again, there's other services out there. But this is what I'm wholesaling it to the newspapers. But basically, it's all white label platform. For the SMS, the geofencing, targeting, we charge $100 a month for the platform. And then keywords are $20 a month and 4 cents a text. Now that $100 a month gives you 5 keywords. Okay. Text to drive, we charge $75 per month per dealer rooftop. And really, the best with that text to drive, it works really, really well with Joe's product, with his your area cars. That's another pretty neat, exciting opportunity. Mobile websites, we charge $20 a month per website. And if you want us to build a mobile website for one of your customers, we will. We'll charge you $75. And then same with the app development. It's $250 a month for the platform, and that includes submissions to the HTML5, Android, and the Apple. And again, we can also build any app for you. And we charge $40 a month. So that's the wholesale cost. And I mean, I've even had some newspapers call me, and they were ready to sign on a pretty big customer, and we kind of help them along the way. So there's my contact info. And if no one's taking the opportunity to text that IFPA to 90583, I strongly suggest that you try it, because you'll see exactly how the SMS works. And now this is what
it is kind of neat when you put the whole thing together. Now we have a couple more questions here. Let's keep that up there so everybody has the contact information, Ken. And of course, if you want to meet Ken in person and live, you're going to be in Washington D.C. at the IFPA conference in September, right, Ken?
I am.
Yep, good. So you can have an opportunity to talk with him there. But this isn't the kind of thing you really want to be waiting around on for the leaves to start falling. You better be looking at moving on it a little more quickly. And Ken's available to talk with you about that. Now we have time to take a couple of more questions. I've got one here. The question is Ken using software he built to do all these things, the SMS, mobile website development, and app development, or is he using vendors?
No, we're using our own software. I hired a company out of Belgium who wrote the initial software, and then I've got an aggregator out of Pennsylvania. Anyone can get their own short code, okay, from the common short code service. And there's a monthly fee per short code and whatnot, but you need an aggregator also.
Okay. And this falls into the category of rebuilding the wheel. I think that kind of falls under that heading. But A question here about your pricing. Has it gone up or down since you got into this, Ken?
Going up.
No, it
It's
didn't become a commodity at some point, and you had to price for the lack of rarity. Okay, a pricing question. Is it $40 per month app hosting for each app you sell?
correct. Yes.
Okay. And oh, a note here from Jane Means regarding the conference in September. Ken's going to be on the expert panel kicking off the conference Thursday afternoon. I did
There you
not
go.
know that. I did not know that. So you're gonna it's gonna be all Ken all the time in Washington D.C. and that should be a refreshing change for most of them. Any more questions? You got a couple of seconds to execute
Todd,
that
let me
if you'd
just
like. Go right
Todd,
ahead,
let me
Ken.
just also add this. If you do use our service, okay, I do offer to come out to your market and do four-legged sales calls with your sales reps. And we'll send marketing material out there, and everything that we have. We'll give you access to our FTP site. You go up there, you download, you can change our logos to your logos. So, like I said earlier, we're all in this boat together.
Great, great. Ken's given us such a lot to think about, and I want to thank him for each of you. I'm sure it came through in the last 45 minutes, but in case you missed it, people like Ken truly represent this industry at its best. The innovation, the sharing, and a sincere interest in our collective success. He's a great guy to know, and don't hesitate to be in touch with him. Now, in the meantime, let's take a moment to look at what's coming up on future installments of 2020. Next month, in keeping with the theme that there's nothing more local than that smartphone in your pocket, we're going to have Lee Little in here to talk about designing smartphone apps for the local community. Lee won one of our Friends of the Industry presentation slots at the Publisher Summit. It was very well received. If you've ever been curious about developing an app for your market, Lee's going to be another guy to talk to in here. The following month, Rick Farrell just published a new book titled Selling Has Nothing to Do with Selling. And as he explained it to me, his aim is to help newspaper people reposition themselves, overcome the challenges of the new marketplace that we find ourselves in. Rick is that rare sales speaker who apparently has a newspaper background, and we'll be talking with him about that in July. Now, in future months, we're going to have Tim Brennan from Multi-Ad and Recast. He'll be here to show us how much easier they've tried to make it for us to take advantage of the co-op dollars that manufacturers are begging us to take. Every time Tim and his people innovate, I become more convinced that eventually they're going to offer to make the sales calls for us too. Excuse me. And I'm sure many of you remember Christian from Finland. Not only can I not pronounce his last name, but I can't find the right accent marks to type it on my keyboard properly. But I'll tell you what he can do. He can put your publication on mobile devices as an app at a price you won't believe. Some of you have probably read Joe Green's article and tip about his experience with ScoopKit. He and Charlie Pankey were with us at the Publisher Summit last month, where they, well, it's more than last month ago, but in February, they presented a case study of their work that they did for Patty Axenroth in British Columbia. And they're going to be here in a future episode to explain how they were able to keep people happy and make them proud. Jack Ratch from Block Electronic News Network has an interesting story to tell about how he was able to help a small group of weeklies make a $45,000 swing in profitability of their websites through a combination of the money he was able to save them on hosting and on maintenance as well as the national advertising he was able to place for them. Now, if those numbers sound interesting, he'll be in here to talk with us, and we'll let you know when that's going to be. Now, as I've said before, we're going to be looking at some neat opportunities in 2013. In fact, looks like we're going to run out of 2013 before we run out of opportunities. In the meantime, this is Bob Munn. speaking for Ken Ubert and the entire IFPA Board of Directors, saying, the future doesn't begin tomorrow. It's starting right now, this instant, with what you plan to do with the ideas you saw today. There's still plenty of time today to help your customers make some money, and you are just the folks to do it. Have a great day, everyone, and thanks for stopping in.
The organizer has ended the session, and this call will be disconnected. Goodbye.